at double digits, week 10, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Rams, they come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This taken in right around the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
This defense for the Dolphins, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. Stafford now to throw. Caught left side, it's Beckham. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 47-yard line.
Throwing is Stafford. Going right back to Beckham here, complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 43.
And the Rams first down.
Back to throw, Stafford. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Offense is moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try not to stand before they're backed up even further.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And what a return as he brings us one all the way back to the 25-yard line. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they prove their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8.
at the 9-yard line.
Here's Tua. This will be caught at about the 6. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. This now a 3rd and 4. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, that was his first target of the game, and it's going to take at least one more target to get him on the board. Took a nice substantial hit to jar that catch loose from him. Incomplete pass.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Stafford. This one swung out to Williams. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Now it's Stafford. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
To the air again, Stafford. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Throw right side, going to be caught by Higbee. No gain on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here's Hill on the return. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give him 5 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. So Miami coming out for their second drive. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go. And we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Miami. 49 yards.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now a toss right side, HN with it. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Looking to pass. Tua. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Tua going to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The LA defense up to snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to 4th down. On now the Miami field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked out by Jerome Baker, but he'll take this back down inside the 20. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
First play of the drive, this kid played it all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Right back to Achane on 2nd down. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal. They'll run. Achane. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
A 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
Tua now, 3rd and goal. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put it into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now stands at 13. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. The Rams on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. To throw is Stafford. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're watching it, partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
On first down, it's Stafford. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. From the 46, here's the second down and 4.
At the 46-yard line.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. That one thrown across his body, and it's incomplete.
They kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And he is going to have a Rams first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on third down. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass. Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Now they're set up nicely at the 45-yard line after the missed field goal from 55. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. He'll dump this off to Achane. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
L.A. readies for its next possession. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then tonight and see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Kind of picked themselves up from that one.
Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Stafford's throw taken in by London. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. He'll drop this down to Williams. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5. Now Stafford. And it's caught. Just a gain of a couple there. And now it's 3rd and 3.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They snap it to Stafford. Touchdown! Kyron Williams, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Well, CD, you know he's got great options at wide receiver, tight end, but there he looks to the backfield, and it results in a touchdown.
I love how you laid that out. So many options. You made me forget about some of the ones that you should be covering. And they made them pay with that one, didn't they? You forget about the guys in the backfield? They're eligible too.
Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now 13-7. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Now a 2nd and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. That's caught by the Notre Dame man. It's Durham Smythe. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. Back deep to return is Marvin Mims. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Well, the Rams going to take over late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Now Stafford. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen. But this one got disrupted right from the start and ends up falling incomplete.
2nd and 10, Stafford again. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now Tua completes it to the tight end, Smythe. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute. But first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. And it's the Patriots leading that one in the second quarter. Saquon Barkley, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Braxton Berrios, a touchdown reception. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last as we head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Michael Gallup, a touchdown reception. It was a strong first half from the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa. He connected on a touchdown pass in that first half, and that's a big part of why his guys lead at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, 68 yards. And the Dolphins come right out of the locker room and score here the opening minute of the third quarter. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had to point it back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
And he is not going to get in there. He stopped short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. He finds his target, Beckham. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams, and he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
I like to his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up two.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. Got London on a slant. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that will bring up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw, Stafford. It's caught, Beckham. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 6. 1st down, Rams.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. That's caught. Davis Allen. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the 1st.
5-yard gain on the play. 1st down, Los Angeles.
Now it's Stafford. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
Now Stafford. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, LA. Odell Beckham, 52 yards. And the Rams are able to cut into that deficit. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guy's covering, take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by them. And once he's by them, there's no catching them. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games?
He's got a man, complete. Well, he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 45. It's a big play there for Miami. 49 yards.
I'm shaking my head a little bit as an ex-DB, but I'm also nodding because any edge you can get as a receiver, you take it. Runs a stutter go there, about 12 yards downfield, and chops his feet like he's breaking off his route. And then he takes off and goes downfield again. Excellent job selling it, and it leads to a big gain.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Tua going to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
A run straight ahead with Achane. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. On On the stop was Aaron Donald. Third quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10.
18-yard line.
Now Tua on the bootleg here. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now the Rams have got it. Going the other way. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
That throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. Still on his feet. Touchdown, LA! Drake London, 68 yards. And the Rams are back within a couple of the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Stafford and that Rams offense, they're going to stay out there and go for 2. They'll look to throw. Throws right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. And bulldozing his way through. Running room at the 50. Look out. He might score. He will score. Touchdown, Miami. It's been a back-and-forth game. A lot of points on the board. And that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Now, you've seen both teams go at it. And as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming. And that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. From his end zone, Marvin Mims. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. A big play there for L.A. 41 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
He's brought down at the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4. That's the end of the
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here now, 2nd and 4. Back now in Miami. It's the Rams trailing, but they do. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know one thing. The team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, I think we got to give a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
In the red zone, though, had a chance to tie it and an opportunity missed. Jalen Waddle running out, and that means that the Dolphins ready for another drive on offense. He's north of 150 yards in this game. He's been doing his thing, hasn't he?
That he has, and he's been enjoying himself. And it's the type of game that you get locked into a pretty good groove. May not be record-shattering, but it's the type of game that if you accumulate that throughout a season, you can be one of the top receivers in the game.
See how much they incorporated here on this drive. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there, 26. Sean McVay unhappy on the sidelines visibly. He's made the decision to reach for the red flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Winds up a very good call there defensively to challenge that one, as that now will wind up an incomplete pass. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Taken in at the 22. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Here's Stafford. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And he is going to have a Rams 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's not the first time they've worked his way when they've needed a big play. He's been the go-to guy all game long. And they get the hook up again on 3rd down to keep this drive alive.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw complete there to Beckham. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That's a gain of 13, 1st down Rams.
1st down Rams.
On the counter, here's Williams. Fighting him off. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Over the middle to Beckham. That'll put him close to 100 yards receiving. He's at 98, and he's got a 1st down.
1st down, Los Angeles.
quick throw caught by Kupp out wide. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Stafford. Short throw, it's Higbee. And Higbee going to have a Rams first down as he'll take this down to the 22-yard line. To the air again, Stafford. And he checks this one down to Williams. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Second down and 8.
It's second and 8 at the 21-yard line.
Now Stafford. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. A give to Williams, running right. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stopped that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Fourth down, 10 yards to go. They snap it to Stafford. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked up by Javon Holland, and the Dolphins are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down. A fourth down, they felt compelled to go for it, and he throws the INT.
Yeah, he knows that you can't take a sack there, so he had to try and force one in. Now, this might not be a throw he makes if we're in the second quarter, but he had to take the chance there, and this one wound up being intercepted.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. On second down, a run by Achane. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Try to take this home, no run. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Taken right around the 44. So now Stafford and the Rams down by 7. Just over a minute 40 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Stafford now to throw. It's caught by OBJ. Second and 6 coming up.
4 yards on the pickup.
Stafford.
At the 37-yard line.
He's got his man London right side. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout. Stafford's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee. Here comes second down.
A 6-yard pickup.
Now Stafford.
At the 22-yard line.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. They will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. This defense shows we know how good they are, but they've been beat a couple of times in this game. However, there, they got the latest laugh.
And how about the way they hung in there? Because you're exactly right. They're not used to being dented as they've been so far in this game. But what they just did there with that pick six, that's the equivalent of what was happening to them. They're throwing touchdown passes against them. Okay, we'll take one back against you.
Extra point forthcoming. And the lead is up to 14. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. 2nd and 10, Stafford again. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. All wide open, complete. He's to the 15. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Coming from where they were, they knew this was going to be tough, but they got the touchdown. Now they need the miracle, the onside kick and a little extra.
Yeah, and you have to get the onside kick and not have the ball bounce around a lot and eat up time. You want to be able to grab it, possess it, and get your offense out there for what you just termed a miracle last chance.
So 15 ticks remaining as they line up for the onside kick. And the Dolphins are indeed going to get this, and that should all but do it. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Dolphins, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for L.A., it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
it ain't no need to tell me how you feel. My whole city catching bees, I'm from the rock for real. Broski turned into a demon when he off them. Ride till I die, hope that Jesus come and grab the wheel. That singing like Clay Aiken. R.I.P. to all my loved ones that ain't make it. Got a bond with the streets and I just can't break it. Run it up, now my safe done turned into my safe haven. Them racks in, okay. On the block I'll post up, I can't fade away. Baby, I've been too turned, I don't care about what a hater say. Dark skin, thick, I like the so I named the babe. I'm in it every day. New drip, I just spent some G's on my attire. These racks just keep on growing, but my jeans getting tighter. I went overseas with the swiper. Bad, no, I never seen nothing like her. I bought for my snipers. Any sun moving, make it sing like the choir. R.I.P. that got Lindsay Lohan. I need some more bands. I'm a grown man.
I ain't tripping, this is easy. Got 'em excited to meet me. I got diamonds, you got CZs. Wake up, get to it and repeat.